41 minutes, and that's on biblical time. But as we know, the world time is on 4:41. It's still TGIFF. Thank God it's fasting fellowship fellowship day as we do our due diligence as well as we are down at the water, as we always bring in the Shabbat. Always understanding that the Father created everything, and as we come down here to the water, always giving them all praise. And as I bring it in, once again, all praise to you, Father Yah, your Son Yeshua, as we do our due diligence, preparing ourselves for this Shabbat. For those as well too, keeping the commandments, the Sabbath, and just always understanding the things that we're doing as well too by strengthening ourselves. So as we keep praising and rejoicing, we always gonna keep glorifying you through your Son Yeshua's name. Amen. Yes, yes. It's kind of breezy out here, but at the same time, as we'll come down and do the due diligence, always bringing out Genesis, always showing the Father that He's the Most High, the Creator, and as always being doing due diligence. And as it teaches in Genesis 1, it says, in the beginning, Elohim created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the spirit of Elohim moved upon the face of the waters. And Elohim said, let there be light, and there was light. And Elohim saw the light, and that it was good. And Elohim divided the light from the darkness, and Elohim called the light the day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning was the first day. And as we know, the first day, as Elohim had created, separating the light from the dark. And as it teaches in 6, and Elohim said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And Elohim made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And Elohim called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning was the second day. And as it teaches in 9, and Elohim said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. And Elohim called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yield seed after his kind, and the trees yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And Elohim saw it was good. And the evening and the morning was the third day. And as it teaches in 14, and Elohim said, let there be light in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for the season, and for the days and years, and let them be for the light in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And Elohim made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. And he made the stars also. And Elohim set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, to divide the light from the darkness. And Elohim saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning was the fourth day. So as we know, Elohim had created the sun, stars, to the moon. And this is why I say that, nobody shouldn't be worshiping that as well too, because the Father created all that. So besides worshiping the things that He created, we need to worship and glorify the Father through the Son, as it teaches. So it teaches that on 20, Elohim said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that have life, and fowl that many may fly above the earth, in the open firmament of heaven. And Elohim created the great whales, and every living creature that moves, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the sea, and let the fowl multiply the earth. And the evening and the morning was the fifth day. And as it teaches in 24, and Elohim said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle, creeping thing, and beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And Elohim made the beasts of the earth after his kind, cattle after their kind, and everything that creeps upon the earth and his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. So Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of Elohim created he him, male and female, created he them, and Elohim blessed them, and Elohim said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over living things that moves upon the earth. And Elohim said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, and the which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creeps upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb of the soul. And Elohim saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. Man, windy out here. Hold on, slugger. And on the evening and the morning was the sixth day. As it teaches in 2. As it teaches in 2, it said, thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. And on the seventh day, Elohim ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And Elohim blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which Elohim created and made. And these are the generations of the heavens and on the earth when they were created in the day of Yahweh Elohim made the earth and the heavens, and the every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. Yahweh Elohim has not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. So as we hear, as Elohim had created everything in 6 days, and as we know in chapter 2, will teach you as he the seventh day, and he sanctified it as well too. And this is before it became a law. So as we know, as everything else, chapter 3 with the first sin. Oh man, it's windy out here. The first sin, and as it teaches as well, Exodus 20, as I'm about to bring that out. Man, it's windy out here. Woo. As it teaches the 10 Commandments, and it teaches and Elohim spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh Elohim, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in earth beneath, or that is in the waters under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh Elohim, am a jealous God, visiting iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generations of them that hate me, and showing mercy to thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take on the name of Yahweh Elohim in vain, for the Yahweh will not hold him guiltless that takes his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shall thy labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh thy Elohim. And thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Yahweh made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore Yahweh blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. So as it would teach us, once again, as the Sabbath is a holy day, he sanctified it as well too. So nobody shouldn't be doing no type of flesh desires, as the Bible teaches. But as we know, as the world always into their flesh, so you have to understand the things which you might see people doing. That don't mean that you have to do as you see monkey do. You don't have to be that type of person. So as it would teach y'all in Jeremiah 31, as it teaches in 31, it said, behold, the day comes, says Yahweh, Elohim of Israel. As it teaches, it said, behold, the day comes, says Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break. Although I was a husband to them, says Yahweh. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, says Yahweh. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Yahweh, for he shall all know me, from the least of them until the greatest of them, says Yahweh. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sins no more, as we do our due diligence. So as I brought out the Ten Commandments, the New Covenant, as well, just reading from Genesis 1 to chapter 2, for we all can understand that, as the Father had created everything that you see, what you see right now, this is what the Father had created. Everything that what you hear out here, the Father created, including myself. And this is why I come down here every Shabbat and always glorify the Father through the Son. Hallelujah. As we all, for those who don't give praise to the Father, you should give praise, because the Father is the creator. And this will teach you in Genesis 1. He's the creator. And for those that who love to serve creatures, you have to understand the reason why you're serving creatures, because you're in religion and you in your flesh desires. So as we do our due diligence, for those who call yourself Israel, as the Bible teaches, to keep the everything what goes on when it comes down to commandments, the ordinance, the Shabbats, just everything comes down to the festivities, everything. And as we do our due diligence, you have to understand that the things that you might be coming out your mouth, you have to understand that, no profanity should never come out your mouth as well, too. Anytime that you see God's words out, you should never have to use no profanity. You understand? I'll let you know that you're a heathen. So besides being a heathen, you should always understand that, correct yourself. And as you correct yourself, do your due diligence and always understand that, for you correcting yourself, always understand that, the Father will judge you. I'm not going to judge you, but I would tell you this as well, that, for those who like to disrespect God's words, always understand that, God will always put a judgment in front of you. So if you're not doing your due diligence, you will understand the reason why you will get set with a stumbling block. So besides always with your contention, always understand that, the Father is the one who's showing you the things that you are doing. You understand? But at the same time, you're not doing what you shouldn't be doing, just about always being in your flesh desires. So for those that always in your flesh desire, just always understand that you like that because you just like that because you're in your flesh. But at the same time, you can be in the fruits of the Spirit, as the Bible teaches. So as I'm gonna end this as well, for those that who are keeping your faith structure, for those that who just sit in the dark, and let for those who don't want to call yourself Israel, but y'all love to call on titles, you have to understand that, for those who sit in the dark, the reason why y'all are in the dark, because y'all heathens. It don't matter if you call yourself Israel. The reason why you are like that, because you are a heathen and you are in your flesh desires. So as we get in this, y'all have a blessed night. Join me tonight. Peace and blessings and shalom.